Well, I like my chicken frying size, hanging around my pen, young and tender and not so wise, like some old stewing hen, 'cause she's done seen.
Back in early February, I saw a Shave the Day post that was really something to crow about. Mr. One More Time posted a picture of an ultra-rare set of software, only known to a select few people. The soap and splash are called yard-raised fresh chicken eggs. Now, I'd heard tell of this legendary software, but I'd never known anyone who actually owned a set. That is, until I saw Mr. One More Time's post. At first, I had Mr. One More Time pegged wrong. Thought he was just strutting around like an old banty rooster. I decided to reach out to him. I wanted to learn what he knew about the origins of the set, known simply as YRFCE. He told me this set was as scarce as hen's teeth, the only one known to exist. However, he told me the name of the man who, according to rumor, knows the story behind the software. I decided to seek out the only person with answers, Mr. Clovis Desaulniers of Kenyon, Rhode Island. When I pulled into the driveway of the Bosque Egg Farm, I spotted trouble right away. An older gentleman, wearing overalls and holding a bloody Rhode Island red rooster, was surrounded by 3 snarling coyotes. "Help me, mon ami!" cried the terrified man. Without a second thought, I jumped from my car and, with a Swiss Army knife in hand, ran straight towards the pack. My hackles were raised and the coyotes could see I meant business. In an instant, I sized up the pecking order and went straight for the pack leader. Screaming like a banshee, I drove the blade straight to the coyote's heart, killing him instantly. The other 2 coyotes played chicken with me for a moment, then ran off into the woods, cackling in fear. "Are you okay?" I asked the old man. "Mais oui," he replied, "but I'm afraid poor Marcel didn't make it." I looked at the rooster, who had died in the old man's arms. At first visibly shaken, the old man quickly regained his composure. "I just want to say merci beaucoup to you for helping me out back there." "It's not a problem. I saw that you were in a stew. Anyone would have done the same in that situation," I replied. "Come inside the farmhouse. Let's get you cleaned up," said the old man. "By the way, I'm Clovis Desaulniers, the owner of this here egg farm. Mes amis call me Clovy." Clovy gave me a clean shirt to wear and invited me into his kitchen. After cleaning Marcel's still warm blood from his hands, Clovy made tea and sat across from me at his kitchen table. "So, what brings you here today, other than saving an old egg farmer?" chuckled Clovy. "Well, since I know I'm talking to the right guy, I'll come right on and ask," I said. "Searching for shave soap, and it's not just any shave soap. According to legend, it's the finest shave soap ever made. It's called Yard-Raised Fresh Chicken Eggs, and I've heard you're the man to ask about it." Clovy looked me up and down with a hard-boiled glare. I was afraid I might have ruffled his feathers with my squawking. After a few uncomfortable moments, Clovy finally spoke. "You know, many people have asked me about yard-raised fresh chicken eggs. I thought I could live the rest of my life without having to tell the story of it. I thought I could let that chapter of my family's history rest once and for all. But a set of YRFCE was stolen from my footlocker when I was stationed in Alsace-Lorraine during World War II. I heard it recently turned up again. It was easy for me to ignore the news than to brood over it." "You know, if you don't want to talk about it, that's perfectly fine with me," I said. "No," replied Clovy. "It's time to clear this up, once and for all. This is no cock and bull story. It's a shameful tale, one that has brought dishonor to ma famille. It's the story of ma grand-mère, Sylvie Bosquet, a friendship lost, and the curse she wore like a scarlet letter." I settled into my chair, ready to listen to Clovy's story. It was the perfect time to sit, listen, and enjoy the meal Clovy's wife had prepared for us. Enjoying my Spanish omelet, scrambled eggs, French toast, coddled eggs, eggs Benedict, eggs Beauregard, poached eggs, deviled eggs, egg salad, pickled eggs, strata, eggs Florentine, eggs Royale, Hangtown fry, frittata, huevos rancheros, huevos motuleños, egg drop soup, matzo brie, soufflé, brioche, egg foo young, croque madame, loco moco, scotch woodcock, egg kalaki, quiche Lorraine, fettuccine carbonara, stracciatelle, bai pong mon, lemon meringue pie, creme brulee, okonomiyaki, French crullers, pastéis de nata, pavlova, zabayon, and a cold glass of eggnog. I gave my full attention to Clovy. Sylvia was my father's mother. Like many French Canadians, she moved to Woonsocket, Rhode Island, so her father, who was a widower, found work in a textile mill. While her father worked day and night making fabric, Sylvie made soap and sold it door to door. Not to be overly cocksure, but this was the finest beef tallow soap in all of New England, made entirely from scratch. One day, Sylvie's best friend, Naomi, brought over a pound of schmaltz from her family's chicken farm. Naomi had the bright idea to combine the schmaltz with the beef tallow used to make soap. It didn't make the best hand soap, but wouldn't you know it, it made the best darn shave soap anyone had ever used. Only problem was Naomi was not allowed out of the house to conduct any sort of business, so their business was run solely by Sylvie. Sylvie became a local celebrity with her shave soap. Before she knew it, she was selling puck after puck of Sylvie's roast beef shave soap at all the finest markets. Sylvie was making top dollar, and she fancied herself the cock of the walk, as much as that's possible being a hen, of course. But at heart, Sylvie was a bad egg. She wanted to be wealthy, wanted to rule the roost. Eventually, she stopped giving Naomi a cut of the profits. Sylvie gave all her soap money to her father, who eventually bought the egg farm out from under Naomi's family. He renamed it Bosque Egg Farm, after himself. Sylvie now had unlimited access to that prize schmaltz used to make her soap. She rebranded the soap Yard-Raised Fresh Chicken Eggs and prepared to unveil it on the national stage at the World's Fair in Chicago. Now, Naomi had something stuck in her craw, and she aimed to take revenge at the World's Fair. Naomi spent her last penny printing flyers that described exactly how her family had been taken advantage of by those two Bosques. Naomi got her revenge when she branded Sylvie with a name so foul. Foul, you get it? Foul like a chicken, like foul? Anyways, it was a name so foul, I can't even repeat it. To make a long story short, it ruined Sylvie and YRFCE forever. Hey, wait a second, I said. You just can't end the story there. What was it that Naomi called Sylvie? How did she ruin her soap-making career? I came all the way here to learn the origins of YRFCE. Please don't leave me hanging by my talons, Clovey. Clovey looked me over and said, Okay, you saved my life earlier and I'm in debt to you. I have Sylvie's recipe for YRFCE, and I'm going to give it to you, mon ami. I only ask that you never use it to screw over anyone else like Sylvie did. This is the world's finest shave soap. I want it to be enjoyed by all and return to its former honor. You have my word, Clovey, I replied. Thank you for sticking your neck out for me. I promise I will go forward with the utmost integrity. But still, I have to know. What was it that Naomi called Sylvie? What could be so bad that it ended Sylvie's career right on the spot? What made the chickens finally come home to roost? Clovey took a long, deep breath and lurched forward in his chair. He looked me straight in the eye and held the glance for 10 seconds before finally speaking. His face was redder than the blood of his recently dispatched friend Marcel. Looking at old Clovey made me so uncomfortable. I wanted to fly the coop right then and there. When he finally spoke, the words pierced me, like a champion gamecock's talon pierces the throat of his competitor. Madder than a wet settin' hen, Clovey said, Pork, don't you be like my thief grandmère, Sylvie. Naomi was right about her. Don't be like her, Pork. Don't be a chicken pot pirate.